Hello everyone and welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you're all doing well. Let's have a look at the messages for the week ahead. For those of you who are unaware, I'm currently going through grief in many ways. Grief of a relationship, and I've also been in mourning over the death of someone in my family very, very close to me. My best friend also passed away in August, which has obviously dug up a lot of pain during this recent grief process. If you're going through it too, I would also encourage you, like myself, to be gentle on yourself and to take moments to restore your energy, do mindful activities, and make sure to be careful with whom you entrust your private, sentimental, emotional information. So we've got a new deck today. I'm currently in Italia. I'm in Italy right now, and this new deck is it's lovely. It's called The Law of Attraction, and it's by my favourite publication company. It's a gift actually from the abstract medicine community as a tip, and with that tip I bought this deck. The publication is called Lo Scarabeo. Okay, The Law of Attraction, for those of you wanting to know. I don't know if it's available like everywhere, but I bought it here, so exciting. So we've got the Ace of Cups. I see so much abundance here. I mean, look at this cornucopia of abundance, fruit. So many seeds that you've planted maybe the last week or the last 6 months, I'm hearing. You're going to be seeing fruit of those seeds being planted. I do see a lot of you are also very smart. We've got the King of Coins here. Got the King of Coins. So these are messages of, I see a lot of you who've been thinking, strategizing, working, planning, organizing, scheduling, meetings. You're very, very organized, and I see that there's someone here, I see particularly in your workplace, this is mainly a message about work, where you're going to be seen for that hard work, your attention span is also very accurate, it's very acute, and I see that you're going to be appreciated. I don't get the sense that you've been treated well at work. I don't get the sense that you have been respected for your mind. I see that you have a high level intellect. Some of you have very, very high IQs, but you don't need to have that kind of program to be told of your intelligence, your intellectual capacities. Intelligence is also how quick you are with gathering information and that you're pulling from the ethers. And intelligence is also creative intelligence too. So I see that there's definitely someone who hasn't been seen as someone who is of a high intelligence or has a high acumen. Now I do want to look at this little booklet here with the King of Coins, because each tarot deck, as I always mention, is slightly different from another, because I like to respect the artist's intentions as well. So the King of Coins. Now this could also be an investor. This could be an investor investing in your amazing, abundant pursuits or your gifts, your talents. Okay? So this could be a banker, a mature man, both wealthy and influential, will be willing to bestow his favours upon you and help you from an economic viewpoint. Cultivate his friendship. Okay, so there's a message there from Spirit to cultivate his friendship. I'm currently in the studio in Italy right now, so you can see flat files and all things. It's very arty. We've got the Six of Coins. Now you yourselves could have been burning the candles at both ends and you're almost burnt out, or you've experienced burnout. I know I have. It's also quite common around this time of the year in October, November time, where the body wants to relax and restore. But I do see that we have, maybe you're drinking way too much coffee in order to get yourself out of bed so that you can continue with your projects and your meetings and your schedules and all of that. Maybe you're dragging your cigarette smoke maybe too much, too deeply. Maybe you're over drinking. There's an energy of slight overindulgence here or slight overworking here. So be careful of that, especially with this Capricorn. So yeah, ruled by Saturn. The Saturn Pisces movement that's happening in the stars right now. You know, this is also kind of the end of illusions. You know, we've been talking about it for the last 2 years, about this age of Aquarius and Pluto going direct as well, particularly in the US. So this could be a collective but also a personal situation where you're observing how you're making sure not to overdo it. You're making sure not to push people into an awareness or an awakening when they're not ready for it. Okay? That will only relate to some of you. We have the Two of Coins. So again, it's an energy of balance. So for some of you, you could have been, and you may be very good at being frugal, very good at your savings and stretching out what you can financially and making sure that you're paying your bills and all of those things. And you have a very intelligent way of doing these things. You're very smart. You're very financially savvy, I'm hearing. And I feel like there's someone here who's witnessing you from afar, because this is a silhouette. I'm seeing that this person is seeing you as someone who does burn very bright, but also maybe burns the candles at both ends, or maybe overdoes it. And what they see in you is is the need for a financial investor, so that you can be in your fullest light and fullest expression of self without needing to worry so much about your financial responsibility specifically. Because, you know, for example, I'm an artist. So when you're an artist, you are a business person. You've got to make sure that you've got money for your materials, that you have a good understanding, a savvy understanding, I'm hearing, about your finances, your income, your expenditure. The materials that you use, they must be of high quality. And you don't always want to be working on admin and doing, you know, spreadsheets like I do. This is about being in the studio or working around a kiln, so that you are just focused on that. You're focused on your creativity, because a lot of the business aspect of being an artist can be very distracting, and it takes away our precious time from our creative pursuits. There's also this element where PR is also going to be very significant for those of you who are in the creative field. So I see that there's also someone here who wants to support you. They want to lift the weight of responsibilities from your schedule. So they're going to bring in a PR team. They're going to bring in, I'm hearing, ease around your financial worries and concerns. And we have the priestess here. We have the High Priestess, which is you being quite silent about your problems or your issues. You're being quite regal about your creative endeavors, and also you're being quite secretive and mysterious about what you are creative, and maybe you've been secretive about your spirituality even. And I see that there is someone here who is respecting how they're respecting your composure and respecting your grace overall, especially over difficult times. And we have the Empress. So as you're working hard, as you're planning, as you're progressing in life, I do see a major Ace of Pentacles here, which is the desire that you want, this wish fulfillment that you so want, which is financial, is coming through. So do expect to receive a letter, an email, something with regard to your business, your career this week. Let me know how this resonates, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.